So like I can like listen to like 4 different sources of audio and be okay, but I don't want to force that on my viewers. So I'm not gonna have music playing and Eggman's talking and myself yapping, and you know, making you guys hear the voices. It's okay if I can hear the voices. It's okay. Like, but I don't want to put you guys through that. What's up, y'all? Dark Show TCG here, back with another video. Today I got for you my PRB02 Purple Katakuri decklist gameplay guide, whatever. This leader was released like OP11 along with like UP, and we got, you know, the tier 0 format for a little bit, so he didn't really get his chance to shine. I have a friend who really believed in this leader, took it to a bunch of tournaments. I think he got like top 64, or he got like an X2 record with this leader at one of the regionals. But shout out him for playing it. Anyway, he kept grinding this leader, and I was always like, he doesn't have like enough pieces to really get him over the edge. But now that he's gotten this PRB02 Pudding, which essentially is like the Rebecca from OP11 or OP10, I think, the one that like they printed for Usopp, to help play out like your bigger Big Mom pirate bodies, right? So this card says Dawn -2 if your leader's the Big Mom pirate type and your opponent has 6 or more Dawn cards on their field. You draw 2 cards, then you play a Big Mom pirates type character with a power of 6,000 to 8,000 from your hand. Right now, the only targets in this deck is like Sparrow and Katakuri, but I'm primarily just playing her to get out my Katakuri. I've seen people play Charlotte Smoothie, the promo, because this is like another like play another Big Mom pirate card effect, type effect. So like on KO on the opponent's turn, Dawn -1, play a Big Mom pirate from your hand other than Smoothie with a cost less than or equal to your opponent's Dawn cards, right? So theoretically this can play like a 9 mom or the other 10 mom. Let's see if I can find her. Or like this card, right? If your opponent's on 10 Dawn, that Smoothie can just like cheat this out from your hand, right? And then like you can get like another effect to use her effect. But I wasn't running that card. I just wanted to just like do Katakuri Turbo, and I think that's just enough for how I chose to play the deck today. But there are a bunch of ways you can build this leader. Other cards that I'm running, this 2-cost Katakuri was released in OP8, I think, alongside the yellow purple pudding leader. It's always an insane card, being able to double Katakuri on 10 Dawn. In that deck, playing both the yellow Katakuri and this purple Katakuri was insane when like this Katakuri got released. However, like this being the only target for this guy made me want to put him at 2. Other than that, you have like your standard Big Mom Pirate Searcher. Then you have this Animal Kingdom Pirate / Big Mom Pirate Searcher. We added in some other Animal Kingdom pirates, so like we added in this Kaido and this X Drake. I think those are the only Animal Kingdom cards. This is just a searchable 2K. Make sure your opponent trash one from hand if you want to. Other than that, I have like this 3-drop Pudding. Feels like she was made for the deck. Really love her. Helps keep you on curve. If you go on odd curve, play a Searcher on 1, Pudding on 3, and then this on 5. This will actually end up ramping you to 8 Dawn, so that you'll be on like 8 Dawn instead of 7 Dawn the next turn, which isn't really super important, but like just being able to get extra Dawn and additional Dawn from these guys feels good. And then like from that turn after, you can start using like leader ability like turn 3 defensively. I try not to use my leader ability defensively before I end up getting like my Dawn manipulation guys, just so that like I don't get taken off curve, because I think it's really important to hit this this Charlotte Pudding Charlotte Katakuri combo. Hitting this sibling combo is like the reason I'm playing this deck, and I think it's just like once you get like 2 or 3 of these guys on board, you just win the game. It's almost impossible to you know, get rid of this card, because he untaps himself and then like another guy, it forces the opponent to swing at you. You're a 5 life leader. You have the option to heal if you want. You have a 5k power Rad Beam, where most 1-cost defensive events are 1k or 4k power. This just does 5k for some reason. So you know, this pushes, it just, you know, pushes the leader a little bit. Other than that, it's just like another 2k. Like you take a life and like rest an opponent's card or whatever, or like you call the cost and you rest the opponent's life, or rest the opponent's 4 cost or less. Anyway, I'm just yapping. Black Mirror is also another Big Mom Pirates or Animal Kingdom Pirates target for this event, as well as like if you have like some heavy Dawn minus effects like this Kaido, she can help get you back on like your Dawn curve. But yeah, nah, really surprised at how this deck performed today. You're gonna see in the matchups that like this deck was able to beat almost every tier 1/tier 1.5 deck, and no, every tier 1 deck in the meta today. So hey, I think this deck really does have some legs. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about the games in the comments below. I'll see ya. First game is up against Bonney. We lose the Dyro, they go first. It sounds pretty good. We have like 2 searchers and 7 drop. Yeah, there's like kind of no real way to sequence these searchers. Normally you'll do like the more restrictive searcher first and then like the more general one second. Unfortunately, this pudding can only grab a Big Mom Pirates card with a cost of 2 or greater, so that was a whiff. But this can grab, I think, almost every target here except the event. Yeah. Probably just take the 8 cost Katakuri, set up our combo. That's really honestly all I'm looking for with like this deck. It's just like putting in 8 cost Katakuri, and then like some of like the in between guys like Parasparrow, Kid Blocker, 3 cost pudding. So they Supernova searched into Zoro. Yeah, I try not to use my leader ability early. I think maybe I can afford to because I'm on even curve. Like there's kind of no reason for me to be on odd, or for me to be on even. You can make an argument to like get a ramp card in the deck so that like going second I can just play my pudding combo turn 3, which that might be arguments enough, but I don't know. We end up just playing the Black Maria. Hopefully we find a 5 drop that we can use. Not really gonna use the ability. Probably just give it 2k here. I'm reading the pudding card. Be patient with me, guys. This is like my first day playing the leader. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Okay, sorry, I just had to up the speed a little bit. All right, yeah. So I just take the life actually. Decide not to trigger the event. Oh no, I do think I triggered the event and I just draw into another 2k. We're just gonna play the extra 2k. For those who don't know, it just makes the opponent pitch a card. The reason I do that is just so we can enable like Black Maria. And we're gonna use leader ability as well. Swing for 7. I would also say be very mindful of like what your opponent is getting off the top of the deck with the leader ability. So like now I know, okay, my opponent has a Mihawk in hand, right? All right, so yeah, they played the Kyoshiro blocker to protect the Cavendish. Man, I miss playing like a pure purple deck. Yeah, we're just gonna play pudding into Katakuri. Yeah, we may as well swing pressure a card or something. It doesn't matter what they tap here. Because Katakuri will just untap anyway. This is like another big problem with like Bonney's. Oh, they're getting a Hody next turn. I actually get really screwed by Hody because they just tap my guys in the full trade board. But like I was saying, like it doesn't matter, or not doesn't matter. This is one of the 8 cost Katakuri is one of the reasons why like the UP versus Bonney matchup was so cursed. Because like sure you could rest the Katakuri, rest the Linen, but I'm just untapping them anyway. So like reduce the efficiency of like your 10 cost Dofi. Yeah, anyway, they had like 4 life, so them jamming Hody here is like, yeah, you got it, bro. So they get that for free, but this Katakuri, yeah, I'll give it 2k here. I think I end up over countering as well. Yeah, I think that's one bad habit that I have with this deck is that like I just over counter a lot. Like this deck has no board control, like, but they went off face, so it's cool. This turn's a little difficult. I think I'm just gonna keep just like eating the Bonney's hand and just like trying to go for the Cavendish, because the next turn is probably gonna be like Mihawk or something. Yeah, let's just swing this 8 at the Cavendish. Tap my leader, get the blocker or something. Yeah. Just set up the board. We'll check their top deck with the pudding. They're gonna get a carrot. We'll gain a Dawn. Probably play the Anana and the Searcher. Yeah, play this little chump blocker. Oh, I have no Searchers. Yeah, I guess just play a little chump blocker. We could have attached more Dawn to the Katakuri, but it wouldn't have mattered. And then I had to take time to read Katakuri because he only untaps a 3-cost or higher Big Mom Pirate. But yeah, we can either use leader ability or take the free block. We should probably use the leader ability. So they get a 10-cost Dofi here. So now that I know they're getting a 10-cost Dofi, next turn, I just have to like not tap my board all the way. Or just like make sure I can untap some key targets. Yeah, so they play Mihawk, untap a bunch of Dawn, play the X Drake, tap my guy, and just like eat my hand. Yeah, we'll take this block. I think we just use our Rad Beam here. Oh, they're attacking face? Yeah, we just use the baby blocker. Now we should just give this 1k pudding or something. Okay, we gave it 2k. That's me over counting again. And another Katakuri. Yeah, I think it's like putting Katakuri here. But we should swing. We should keep just swinging at this Cavendish. So I know they have like a 10-cost Dofi and a carrot in hand, right? So I know that they have like two of the 4 cards in their hand. It's a brick and a 1k. The other 2 cards I have no idea what it is. So a 2k and 1k. So I know that they just have like 1k counter left or something like that. Like they have the carrot. Yeah, I'm like counting the Dawn in my head. It's like, you know, what's happening. Yo, just putting drawing 2 cards is insane as well, by the way. We don't want to keep any Dawn up for events. No Dawn up for events. No, I guess it's because we don't want them to free block with the Mihawk, right? Yeah. So we're gonna attack for like 9k, force them to have the 2k. So we know their hand is like Dofi 2k, and then they're gonna draw another Dofi. So after this, their hand is just gonna be straight bricks. Okay, so it's the Shigi. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a carrot in their hand right now. Yeah, so we untap the Katakuri, gain a Dawn, and then untap the kid, gain another Dawn. So no, their hand is like carrot, Dofi. We can just keep using leader. We just use leader ability here. Because they're gonna want to play Dofi. We have to try our best not to like free block, which is like what they're super incentivized to do, because they're just gonna drop 10 drop. I think I free block here because like the next swing is like Hody. Or we take this. Yeah. But them tapping their board here is low-key a mistake. Primarily because I know that and then boom, they're top decking a Bonney next turn. I know that they have 1k counter in hand. So because I know that they have 1k counter in hand, I can just do my swings in a manner that like I can just do my hand to require a 2k because I know that they don't have 1k counter in hand. So I can just afford to like outgrind the Bonney. Like I know that this dies. Like I think we just gotta like get rid of the Cavendish. Loki, the Cavendish might have been a mistake here. Because like what are they playing, right? To you know, untap Dawn with. It's fine though. Yeah, we're just gonna return the Dawn, see that they get the Bonney. Have all of our Dawn play this Parasparrow. Just so that we have like a standing body. Trash an event. We know it's a 1 cost. Gain the active Dawn, cycle a card. I'm thinking about playing the other Parasparrow, but I have 0 counter in hand. Yeah, I'll have 2 blockers. I know he's not getting a Hody, so I can afford to play like this. So I'll just untap my Katakuris and my Puddings and call it a day. Yeah, leave up a whole bunch of Dawn. I have to use leader ability though, so that I can know what the top card of their deck is, so that my rad beams are turned on. So I gotta use my leader ability eventually. We just take this because we know he doesn't have a Hody, and we're probably not dying to these swings. So now I'll use a rad beam. So boom, they're getting another carrot. So their hand is carrot, Bonney, Searcher, and they're gonna get another carrot. Yeah, we'll just use this rad beam. I also feel as if that like my opponent supremely like misplayed by like just not attaching like Dawn for like 8s, right? To pressure the 1k from my hand. Like they're just giving me free blocks. Right? And then like the bait there was for me to like block or whatever, and then him just swing out with the Mihawk. But nah, man. And then boom, 8-cost kids. So somewhere along the way I was wrong in my tracking. Or did they search the kid with what's her face? I think they searched the kid with Bonney. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I know that they have a 1k carrot in hand, so now we just swing requiring a 2k. And it's impossible for them to protect their board. Yeah, so he just gave me the Mihawk blocker. I think we just attached 2 Dawn to Parasparrow actually, instead of just like using leader ability. Okay, never mind. So we're gonna use leader ability, return the Dawn, attach the Katakuri, reveal the carrot, and we get the Dawn back with Kid anyway. We should like tax a 5 into that X trick low key with this Pudding. We're gonna tax the Hody. Yeah, or just take the Hody. Low key with this 11. Nah, not even, bro. Nah, we should have killed the Dofi, bro. We should have killed, like, we could have just left the X trick alive, killed the Dofi. Oh, we're just gonna play another Katakuri? Alright, yeah, I can do that too. I can dig with that. Just play a 3rd blocker, have 4 blockers. Yeah, okay. And then we have a rad beam up. Boom, Bonney, Searcher. What did they get? Another Bonney blocker. This blocker's annoying. Shout out another PRB card. I think we should have given the Kid here. Or we can use leader ability to block with Kid and rad beam. Or block with Katakuri and rad beam. So we know it's an 8. Oh, never mind. We're keeping the rad beam for our life, I guess. Oh man, I don't think we should be letting these go at all, bro. I think we should have used that rad beam. But like, same situation. We know what our opponent has in hand. It's still just a carrot. These swings are kind of inefficient, I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's also like, I don't want to, because I know he has the blocker, right? And then he taps this. Gives me the 1k. Swing 3. Blocker lets it die. Lets it die. Yeah, let's clear the Searcher. We should use leader ability. There's no reason not to. We're at 10 Dawn. So we know that they're going to get a Mihawk. Sure. And we just play a body. Probably should play the Parasparrow, to be honest. Yeah, I think we should have played the Parasparrow. Like, there's no reason not to. Like, we don't need to Dawn up. We know they're getting a Mihawk. I guess we need to Dawn up so that, like, if they do a small enough swing into life, we can just, like, block Rad Beam. This game is very grindy, guys. Sorry, man. But, you know, playing against Bonney is like pulling teeth sometimes. Yeah. And then because that Bonney is just like when your opponent is attacking, they can still just like tap our stuff, you know? Before we start attacking, we just top deck the Searcher. We take this 9 mom 10 out of 10 days, bro. Take this 9 mom, put that Bonney in life. Yeah, so that now they don't have leader ability, and now we just do like just baby swings. We know that like the top of their deck is a 2K. We just do baby swings, bro. Like, yeah, they have a whole bunch of cards in life or whatever, but it needs to be Hody out of life, and it's looking like they don't have Hody in life. Let's keep taxing cards, man. Trash that. That's a 5. Gain the active Dawn. Boom, it's a 2K. So now we know that they don't have Hody, so we just like never lose from this position. Attacking life there could have been super risky because if they get a Hody out of life, I lose the game. But literally, my opponent sees like a second Hody like at multiple stages in the game, I lose. But we know what their top deck is. Attacking the life, I guess, is a bit greedy. So maybe we should just like hit them to put them down to 3. Maybe we should just attack life once. I don't know. It's a tough decision. Yeah, you can have the body, bro. All right, we know that they're getting a Bonney blocker. Let's search. Let's no, we don't want to search. Bro, we should have searched and used leader ability, man. I guess it's because we're like trying to attach Dawn. I'm just doing these 5s so that like I can entice him to block. Now 10. You can't counter this. Another 10. Give me your blocker. And then 6. Hey, give me a 2K boss. Another 9 mom. There's an argument to take that 10 mom since it's like rush. Actually. There's actually an argument to take that 10 mom since it's rush. Especially since like we know our opponent has like, because what we know, whoa, wait. 6 there was the whole hand. Right? Because we knew that no, it was now they top decked the Bonney blocker, the 5-cost Bonney blocker. So we actually didn't know. All right, they got another 3-drop, so they're dropping double blockers here. Trash the Cavendish, untap a Dawn. I'll just use leader ability here. Another Cavendish off the top. They probably bottomed some Hodys off of those searches. We'll just free block. Now I think he's just dead, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings potentially, 2 blockers and 1 tap. So I have 4 swings. He has 2 blockers. It's just over. I'm like low-key overcomplicating the swings, but we pretty much won the game by outgrinding the Bonney and then them just not having the Hody to like tap our blockers while we were at 0 life. And then no Shanks either. Them not getting a Shanks is also really good. Once again, they were probably just like bottom decking all their stuff. Yep. Touch, yeah, GG. My keyboard is also kind of far from me. That's why it takes me like 2 seconds to type the GG. I'm not BMing. Yeah, last card in hand was a 2K. All right, next game. All right, next game's up against UP Luffy. We want to just go first. I feel like the going first curve on this deck is what we want to see. We have Searcher, Parasparrow. It's looking for 8 drop, 3 drop, 7 drop. We take the 8 drop. Maybe no 3 drop. Yeah, no 3 drop. I think we just jam 8 here, guys. There's no point in playing the chump blockers out. And then next turn we just play Parasparrow, swing 6. They play Bon Clay, swing 7. Just take. Oh, now we drew Kid, so like there's an argument for Kid now. Because having Kid on like keeps us Dawn neutral, so we can keep using our leader ability. Parasparrow does cycle us a card though. This is a close decision. I think I just go Kid anyway. Yeah. Use leader ability. Put 1 back. He gets a GGG. We gain the active Dawn. It gives me the Rosinante. Check top. Man, we really are looking for a pudding, but I think we just take another Katakuri here. Looking for 7 drop pudding. It's unfortunate though. I play Rosinante, Trash Giant. That's unfortunate. The Luffy is also kind of bricked, right? Because they have no like ramp events. All right, 2 Dawn active off of Rosinante. They're on 7. I should be playing around Bagua. Not gonna lie. Yeah. Yeah, gain the active Dawn, swing 6. But they use Bagua on a 6k swing. Yeah, just to turn on leader ability. I'm a little bit flabbergasted here. I'm like, oh wait, I forgot Bagua was a card. This deck has a lot of like sequencing nuance. You have to like really like play this deck a decent amount. Honestly, like these aren't even like my first games on the sim, like when I was recording for this deck, just because I had to get washed like 3 or 4 times just to actually like learn how to sequence properly with this deck. But and now I'm like pretty decent. I have a basic understanding. But yeah, we used the Parasparrow from last set. It cycles the card, checks the cost of the card on the top of the opponent's deck. If it matches your guess, you get to cycle. And Rapid Dawn is active. But like every effect in your deck to make you look at the top card of your opponent's deck, it makes you put a Dawn back. So he just makes you go Dawn neutral. It's Kid that's like ramping me the additional Dawn, because anytime I minus, I get 1. So yeah. Anyway, we swing 9 at them since like they're tapped out. Play the chump blocker to protect against like random shenanigans, like protect my Kid pretty much. The 6 to lead. They have a lot of potential swings at me. I don't have much counter in hand either. Yeah, so we give the 2k. The 6, we can probably just take it. Yeah, we got another 2k. And then they play this Rush Luffy. Swinging at leader. Returning the blocker, swinging 9. Sure. I guess we just take it. Yeah, I keep the Rad Beam in hand. They untap with a decent amount of Dawn. I can just double Katakuri here though. I'm on 10 Dawn. So yeah, play this so that I have some Dawn spent. Tax the Rosie. I'm like debating. Yeah, I can attach 1 Dawn because I'm gonna return a Dawn, and Kid is gonna give me a Dawn back as active, so that I can tap the 8 to play for my other blocker. Yeah, so I'm gonna swing 7 here. Turn it on. It's a Mihawk. Gain a Dawn back. Just keep taxing the Rosie. I also feel like my opponent should have just like swung this bond clay. Yeah, we just keep taxing these 1 card answers, and then boom, we got the Rosie. So we play this Katakuri, play another Katakuri, double Katakuri, untap our guy, tell our opponent, yeah, bro, deal with this. Get a Usohachi, put the stack at the bottom, and they just concede. Yeah, so like they had like no early ramp events, 2 Sanjis, they were kind of bricked up. They had like the Rush Luffy and company on board, so like I don't think this game was like over for them, because they could easily just like red rocked my Katakuri, swing 8 into this, swing this into this, but they also had no giant, right? They had no Gum Giant, and then they had like 3k counter, 6k counter in hand. So like, yeah, if I just counter enough to protect my board, which I don't have much counter either, but if I just counter enough to protect, like, I'll probably let the kid die. Anyway, they had no counter, no giant. They pitched the giant off of the Rosie and probably drew trash, so kind of makes sense. They were a little tilted. Anyway, next game. Last game I got for you guys today is up against Rayleigh. We didn't like that hand for some reason. Hold on. Oh yeah, no, yeah. This hand is like 2 searchers, and stuff. Yeah, I didn't like that hand. But this hand is way better. We have a 7-drop combo. We'll just take another 7-drop. You can make an argument to take the 2k there, but it's whatever. We also have 3-drop Pudding. I like 3-drop Pudding a lot. Feels like she was made for this deck. They go double Shocky, pick up Observation and Luffy. You play her, swing 6 at the opponent. Get the Dawn back. Then the next turn is probably like Kid. See, they got a buggy on the top of their deck. So they get a Mulgun. Swing 5 at me. I want to play Kid next turn, so I'm not going to use leader ability. I should just counter this. And then take the next swing. Yeah. Yeah, we're still at 5 life. It also feels good playing a 5 life leader. Yeah, we're gonna play Kid. Turn it on. Let's see if we can tax the Zoro. Get the Dawn. And then we end up ramping because we have Kid. Okay. We play the Inanna. We don't want to tax the Zoro again. We probably just want to get down this other blocker. I respect it. You know, attach one so that they can just Mulgun. I think this really put himself super behind by not just like playing his Luffy's out, because they have no removal, right? And then those Luffy's are going to be hard to chase, but it is what it is. Yeah, they swing 5. Because I know that like I'm getting my Pudding combo off, I get to use leader ability now. Yeah, the opponent draws unblockable event. I have a 2k, so I'll take this life, and I know that the next thing they're swinging for is 6, so I can just, you know, pitch the 2k. All right. Yeah, definitely can Pudding combo, but let's clean up the board a little bit. Clean up the buggy. Pudding combo. I really love the fact that this Pudding draws 2 cards. And then let's tax the Zoro. Okay. And we just pass. Untap the Pudding, gain Arrested Dawn. Hit me in my face, please. Give me cards, please. So now they take a slow turn developing board after I've already developed. And now they're just like swinging their babies. So I don't feel under any pressure, right? I'm at the stage where I can just start using leader ability. I have my big bodies out. I have like 2 blockers out. If I find another Katakuri blocker or like a 9 mom, I just run away with this game. Yeah, so they swing 5. I just use leader ability. Saves me a card. And then they play another Luffy, probably attach one to leader. And then they'll swing 6, so we just free block with the Katakuri. Yeah, bro, sure, you got it. 2-cost Katakuri. Yeah, it's probably just Kid here. Swing out, play Kid. But we're just gonna hit him with like 5s. We're just gonna hit him with like small numbers, like 5s and 7s. Yeah, replace this pudding searcher. We should do 5 with the other pudding before we do a 7 with leader. Also should keep up for rad beam. I keep calling that counter event rad beam because I'm not saying the full. I'm not gonna say the full text for that card. It's like, when 2 men are fighting, you should not have the audacity to interrupt, or something like that. He's like crashing out at Flampe, spoilers, because Flampe like cheated him in his fight against Luffy, and he was like we're starting to respect Luffy because Luffy was really standing 10 toes in the paint with them while they was bumping it out. Shout out my dog. It has to be one of my favorite fights in the series, because Snake Man is also one of my favorite forms of Luffy. Anyway, we swung out a lot at our opponent. Did like some 5s just because like Rayleigh's entire deck is like 2Ks, and all of his 2Ks are important. So this is one lesson you learn from me, is like, if you have the opportunity and you're wide swinging at Rayleigh and you don't need to care about his board, just swing 5s at him, because he has to give you 2Ks, and if he's giving you 1Ks, he's giving you characters or searches, right? Because sometimes I know it feels impossible to get through Rayleigh's hand, but like Katakuri is finding a way. This deck is actually surprising me at how competent it is. Now, so we use leader ability just so that like our rad beam is set up. We're also going to like try and delay the equity that he can get off this Kid Killer this turn. Not going down to 2 as much as we can, but like another thing is I'm also not trying to block with the Katakuri early, because you can then just pressure the Katakuri. But I also have like the Anana blocker. I think I forget that I have the Anana blocker here as well. But like we should wait till like he swings like this Luffy or this Sanji before we consider blocking with the Katakuri. That gives me double unblockable. 8K, we probably rad beam here. Oh no, we take, and we drew Linlin, so we can, if we wanted to, we can stretch the game out. No, just give him the 2K, and I think he wants to keep up for event, so we just free block. Yeah, this should be a free block with a Nana, but I low-key forgot she was on the board, so we just we gave the rad beam instead. Now my opponent has 3 donned up for a bunch of Conqueror's Hockey. Remember what I said earlier, guys? This is like, he has 5 cards in hand. He can conk me or whatever, but like, you're gonna Conqueror's Hockey these 5K swings, bro. Give me a 2K, give me a Conqueror's Hockey. All right, you gave me a 1K, and I know you have like double unblockable event in hand as well, right? Swing another 5. And unblockable event number 1. I should just swing another 5 with leader. Yep, unblockable event number 2. He took life. All right, so now I know his hand is like 1 Conqueror's Hockey and another unblockable event and 2 random cards, right? So I'm doing the math for me to attach Dawn to Kid and Katakuri and then play an additional chump blocker. That way I have 4 blockers, some counter, and a life, just in case these swings don't work out. But on the other hand, I'm also like getting rid of his second unblockable, forcing him to have another one. I'm still not gonna go down to 0 life next turn if I can avoid it, you know, without using my blockers, right? Yeah, so we're counting it. We're like, if he does have triple conk for some reason, that'll put Kid down to a 4K. And then I left enough Dawn to swing 7 at him. So Conqueror's number 1, Conqueror's number 2, and then the next unblockable event. Or not even unblockable, boom. I know he just has unblockable event. So he's just dead. Because this is 7. Or 8. Yeah. And then that's it. Yeah. Another one of the strengths of Katakuri, and then like one of the weaknesses of Rayleigh, is that you can you can pretty much, if you pay attention, you can know what Rayleigh has in hand at all times because his deck is all searchers. The only time you wouldn't know what Rayleigh has in hand is if like it's his life, right? But because I was able to track his hand with my leader ability and his searchers, I was able to keep my bodies on board and just like keep swinging 5s at him, right? Just to get those 2Ks out of hand, right? Get those conquerors out of hands. The best thing in the world is like getting Gum Giant off a 6K swing against a UP, and then getting Conqueror's Hockey off of a 5K swing against Rayleigh. Those are like some of the best feelings in the world. But that's gonna be it with this Purple Katakuri. This deck really surprised me. I'm glad I was able to take these games today. We beat Bonney, UP, and Rayleigh. I think this leader actually has some legs, and then a more competent and dedicated pilot can really make some magic with this. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this leader top in this upcoming PRB format, this month-long format. You know, and if you guys do get a top after watching this video, you know, I'll take my thanks on Twitter, TCG2 on Twitter. You know, just at me, bro. I'm like, hey, you know, feel me, I got you. Anyway, y'all have a good one, y'all. Let me know what you guys think about this Katakuri leader in the comments. Peace, y'all.